this is a side project for feeding my chickens and topping their protein up in the winter. This is a mealworm farm. So a mealworm is what a darkling beetle egg hatches into. So these are darkling beetles. And they are busy mating and laying eggs so that I can hatch those out to become mealworms. Now, they are in these slightly darker drawers. They don't mind that. They are originally a pest that will get into wheat stores, grain stores, and eat the harvest. They are useful because they will eat pretty much any grain, and their mealworm offspring are really tasty, high protein snacks for my chickens. And it takes very little to keep them going and feed them. Drawer is filled with a mixture of whole wheat flour and some porridge oats. Also make sure there's always a bit of fresh potato in there because they don't drink, they suck their moisture from vegetables. So carrot, swede, potato are my go-tos, whatever I've got in the fridge currently. Now those hatch from pupae. I have my tray full of pupae here, kind of grub-like looking things. Some of them look like they've got eyes. In fact, I'm sure that's almost where the eyes are. And they will sit there for an amount of time. Some of them seem to hatch after a week, and then some of them seem to hatch after 2-3 weeks. Doesn't seem to be rhyme or reason. The amount of time it takes them to develop entirely depends on temperature. The cooler the temperature, the slower they develop, and the warmer the temperature, the quicker they develop, obviously within a range. If you get too hot, they will die, and if they freeze, they will also die. In the top drawer, which is almost done, there are lots of littered shells from mealworms that have shed their skins and become pupae. So the pupae, you can see a mixture of pupae and mealworms. Mealworms seem to be really active until just before they become pupae, and they become very lethargic. It looks like there might be one here, if I can find it, that's coming out of its, there you can see it's a mealworm at the moment, but you can see inside there's a pupae. That one's going to emerge fairly soon, I would have thought, but they go all dormant and still, and then they swell, and then they climb out their skins. But usually when they're younger, they're crawling all over. And again, a mixture of whole wheat flour, porridge oats, and potatoes for moisture. And then here, this is very exciting. These are also a darkling beetle mealworm, but these are absolutely huge. If I get a mealworm from next door as a comparison, you can see the size difference. Let me see, let's hook one out. Just one. Whoop. So there you can see regular mealworm, and this other species is called a Morio worm, mealworm, or a giant mealworm. But I'm very excited to see what size. So he's going to pupate soon because he is so docile. He's not wriggling or running away very much at all. There you go, pop you back there because I think the big ones might eat you. They're huge, and I think it's going to be incredibly interesting to see what these darkling beetles look like. They're going to be much bigger. And these aren't going to pupate for a little while. They seem to take much longer because you can see they're active. They're crawling around quite happily.